May kumpirmado ng kaso ng 2019 novel coronavirus o nCoV sa bansa.
We now have a name for the disease, and it is COVID-19.
Mula sa bilang na 10 kahapon, umabot na sa 20 ang kumpirmadong kaso ng coronavirus disease 2019 sa Pilipinas.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Inanunsyo ni Pangulong Duterte ang enhanced community quarantine sa buong Luzon.
5,000 pa ang nadagdag na COVID positive. Kaya lampas na po tayo sa 100,000 kaso o sa eksaktong bilang ay 103,185 COVID cases sa Pilipinas.
We reiterate that the best way to prevent getting infected is to practice personal preventive measures such as proper hand hygiene, social distancing, and cough etiquette. As much as possible, let us
Anna, allergic rhinitis, remember? And I haven't been going outside for so long. How will I catch the infection? Anyways, do you have a complete understanding about COVID-19? Well, you're just a kid. I don't blame you. But you must at least have a basic understanding about it. Okay, do you know what a virus is?
Is it like bacteria?
Yeah. Okay, let me introduce you to the world of the very small. First off, bacteria is completely different from viruses. Viruses are not living organisms while bacteria are.
What? If it's not living, then how does it reproduce and spread like wildfire?
Good question. But before I answer that, let's first discuss what a virus is. Virus is a tiny infectious particle that lives inside of living organisms. They infect almost anything, from plants to animals to fungi and even bacteria. Since they can survive without a host, they are often referred to as parasitic. They are too small to be seen with your eyes. They are considered as submicroscopic, while bacteria are giant. To scale it down, a bacterium will be about the size of a football, and a virus will be the size of a total battery. They also come in many shapes: filamentous, isometric, envelope, and head and tail. Virus is also made of DNA, genetic material that's like a string of directions, and a protective coating. To reproduce, they need a host cell to infect. Viruses trick the cell into letting them in, and once inside, the virus hijacks the host, forcing it to make more virus copies. It does not breathe, eat, or move on its own. That's why it's considered as a non-living thing.
Wait a minute. You just said that viruses cannot move on their own. So how do they travel?
Basically, viruses catch a ride on their host. That's why viruses spread like a wildfire through touch. Say you have the flu and wipe your nose with the back of your hand, then you shake someone's hand. You can pass the virus onto that person's hand. Also, viruses float in the air. That's why it's important to cover your mouth when you cough.
Wow, viruses really know their thing. They are the literal representation of small but terrible. Oh, let me rephrase that. Extremely small but super terrible. No wonder coronavirus cases blew up rapidly.
Wow, you picked that up quickly.
Well,
Now that you know what a virus is, let's now discuss coronavirus. Coronaviruses are a group of viruses covered in little protein spikes that look like a crown. There are hundreds of known coronaviruses. One of them is the SARS-CoV-2, or Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, which causes the disease COVID-19. In the body, the protein spikes embedded in the host cell and fuse with them, enabling the virus to hijack the host cell's machinery to replicate its own genes, Coronaviruses store their genes on RNA.
Wait, what is an RNA? Is it the same as the DNA you have mentioned earlier?
All viruses are either RNA viruses or DNA viruses. The difference is RNA viruses tend to be smaller with fewer genes, meaning they can infect many hosts and replicate quickly in those hosts. And when they replicate, it's much more likely to have mistakes, which are called mutations. Once the virus is inside the body, it mutates. Usually not to create a new virus, but to create variations or strains of original one. In the case of coronavirus, this mutation can be harmful to the host because they make the virus less recognizable to our immune system and therefore more difficult to fight off.
Viruses can really transform, huh? They are like Pokemons. And since what you said happens inside our body, then how do I know if I have a coronavirus disease?
The symptoms of COVID-19 are similar to other respiratory illnesses, which include fever, cough, and shortness of breath. People infected with COVID-19 may experience any range of these symptoms along with aches and pains, nasal congestion, runny nose, sore throat, and diarrhea. It is also possible for an infected person who is not yet showing any symptoms to spread the disease, and the most vulnerable to the disease are the elderly and those with compromised immune systems or other health conditions.
COVID-19 is indeed scary. You never know who has the virus. So how will we fight this virus then? Is there an antivirus thing for it?
Currently, there are no treatments, drugs, or vaccines available to treat or prevent COVID-19. There is news about vaccines developed by Pfizer and BioNTech, which have both 90% efficiency in clinical trials. Unfortunately, the trials' results still leaves many scientific uncertainties. The best thing we could do is protect ourselves from coronavirus. People infected with the virus should receive medical treatment to relieve and alleviate the symptoms they are experiencing. And people who are not infected should follow the health and safety protocols to avoid being exposed to the virus.
Ooh, what are these safety protocols then?
Okay, let me give you a list on how to protect yourself. Number 1. Boost your immune system by consuming healthy foods and exercising. Number 2. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. Number 3. When you cough, cover your mouth by coughing into your elbow or use disposable tissue and discarding it immediately into a closed bin. Number 4. Avoid crowds and unnecessary travel and practice social distancing by maintaining at least 1 meter distance from each other. Number 5. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hand.
Wow, that's a lot. Sadly, there are still plenty of misconceptions about COVID-19 running across the country, especially on the internet.
That's true. One of those that I've heard is those living in hot and humid climates will not acquire coronavirus disease. To debunk this claim, there is no study about this, and if you're going to look at the reported cases in our country, as of now, 400,000, clearly this is not true.
Then what about the claims that vitamins and mineral supplements can cure COVID-19?
It is true that micronutrients are critical for a well-functioning immune system and play a vital role in promoting health and nutritional well-being. But there is no such evidence that taking this can cure someone infected with coronavirus.
I have also read on the internet that washing hands with soap kills the virus. Is that true?
Like what we have discussed earlier, virus is not something considered as a living thing, so it is impossible to kill it. In addition, the coronavirus is encased in what is basically a layer of fat. Soup breaks that fat apart and leaves it unable to infect you. It also makes your hands slippery, and with the mechanical motions of washing, viruses are ripped away.
With all of the information that you just shared, I have realized that the world of the very small is really fascinating. Now we know that there's nothing to be scared of, as long as we keep ourselves informed.
Right. With all the chaos that has been going around us, we should not just think of ourselves. Remember that you depend on the health service workers to cure those that are infected, and they depend on you to not get sick. So if you can stay at home, stay at home. Protect the frontliners.